Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host of the UFC Forecast, and we're back for the final predictions and bets for UFC 292 in Boston. And we got two title fights. My lock of the week, Aljamain Sterling. He's going for his fourth title defense against Sugar Sean O'Malley. And a lot of people like the underdog in Sugar Sean O'Malley, but like I said, lock of the week, Aljamain Sterling, he's going to get it done. I made a video edit this week of Weili Zhang. It's on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. So check that out. Smash that like button. I really appreciate that support. And at the weigh-ins, everybody made weight. Everyone looked pretty good. So it never changed my bets, never changed my opinion on any of these fights, anything like that. But the face-offs, that's what you guys are here for. This is a post-weigh-in face-off show. One of the most anticipated shows for the forecasters. And we're going to make it rain. So, you know, I wasn't going to do this, but I went to the fridge. I got the Fireball before the show. I got a shot glass. I got to get some liquid courage into me before I do these predictions, the final predictions. I know you guys are waiting to see if I change my pick this week. Last week I did, and the week before that I did, so stay tuned. I might switch a pick, but right now I'm going to bust a shot. But first, let me get my Gatorade, the yellow Gatorade, because we're in Boston. Let's fucking get it at the TD Garden. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, definitely needed that Gatorade. I'm not the biggest fan of Fireball, but I'll get it into me because that's all I got right now. And let's get right into these face-offs, starting it off with the main card, main event, the championship fight between Aljamain Sterling, my lock of the week, and Sugar Sean O'Malley. And don't get me wrong, Sugar Sean, he's one of my favorite fighters entertainment-wise, but betting-wise, I cannot bet on him in this fight. I believe Aljamain will expose him in the wrestling department. Aljamain's talking to him here at the face-off. Sean hasn't said a word. I think he's a little bit nervous for this one. He knows that if it goes to the ground, it could be a wrap. And Aljamain Sterling, you know, he's the king of the backpack. I think he's going to get the control time and get some takedowns here. If you go back and watch Sean O'Malley's last fight against Petr Yan, he got picked up and slammed to the ground. Petr Yan took him down in that fight, and I think Aljamain will take him down easy in this fight. So you can't really waste too much money on Sean O'Malley. I know he's going to be a fan favorite. Boston loves him, but, you know, I'm not going to waste my money on it. Like I said, entertainment-wise, I love the guy, but this is an early push for the title shot. I agree with Aljamain. Like, who has he fought other than Petr Yan, a split decision win where Khabib Nurmagomedov thought Petr Yan won, and many other people thought Sean O'Malley lost that fight to Petr Yan, including myself. And the fights that he did win, 2 third-round finishes against Thomas Almeida, Chris Montino. You know, he barely finished Chris Montino. Montino was showing his toughness. It was a late third-round finish. The ref stepped in. Like, he's finishing these guys late. None of these guys are big names. I agree with Aljamain. He hasn't really fought anybody. He passed a lot of guys in the division that deserve a title shot. It's not fair. Sugar Sean does have a big following and stuff like that, but it's going to take a little bit more than a following to win this fight. I got to lock in Aljamain Sterling with high confidence to win this fight. I think it's going to be the finish. You can double your money there. He says he's going to get the first round knockout, but you can't always believe what these fighters are saying. I believe he's going to have an easier path to victory on the ground here and get that submission. And at the end of the day, Sterling submission's plus 175 and the finish is plus 100. So I'm just going to play this one safe, take it by finish, and make it my lock prop. And next up, we got the women's strawweight championship fight between Weili Zhang and Amanda Lemos. And, like, this is going to be a banger. I was counting out Amanda Lemos, but I probably shouldn't. She has hands, and she is a very technical striker. She could possibly find the knockout in this one. I'm not going to count her out completely, but I'm super high on Weili Zhang. Like, super, super high. I made a TikTok video of her this week and a shorts video on YouTube of her. I think quite highly of her. I think she's going to get the finish. She's coming off a big finish over Carla Esparza by submission. And Amanda Lemos lost to Jessica Andrade, who Weili Zhang knocked out and finished. And Jessica Andrade submitted Amanda Lemos. And when Weili takes this fight to the ground, I expect her to at some point because Lemos is going to be firing on the feet. I think she's going to find a submission here. Like, Weili Zhang only has one kryptonite, and it's Rose Namajunas. That first round, that head kick was phenomenal. And then she got that split decision win. It was a close fight, but Rose still beat her. And when I look at the side of Lemos, I don't think she's the kryptonite style to beat Weili Zhang, but it's women's MMA. And it's MMA in general. Crazier things have happened. Lemos could get that KO, but I'm not going to be betting on it. I have 0 sprinkles on it too because I'm pretty well locked in on the champ, Weili Zhang. And next up, we got a welterweight clash between Neil Magny, short notice, and Ian Garry from Ireland, the future. Ian Garry is pretty mouthy this week. I think he's getting a little bit full of himself. I'm waiting for a spot to fade him, like I said, but this is not it. I've actually grown in confidence on Ian Garry throughout the week. I'm going to listen to some of the forecasters, and I'm loading up on Ian Garry. I have quite a bit of money on him this week in a parlay, so the Patreon members, $5 a month, get access to that. So exclusive early access to all my bets if you want to join that and support me. It's only $5 a month. We're loaded up on Ian Garry. If he loses, I'm going to blame this one on the forecasters, because I said on the early prediction show, like, Neil Magny might be live here at 360. Now he's 450, but I'm just going to ignore it completely, even though he could come in here, get some takedowns, maybe expose Garry a bit. But we got to agree, Ian Garry's on another level here. That head kick against Daniel Rodriguez was phenomenal. Round 1-2, so he showed us he can live up to his word. And this week, he said he's going to get the finish in 8 minutes by a submission. So I'm not going to fall too much on the submission. I don't really have any bets on the submission prop, but I do like him saying 8 minutes in he's going to finish the fight. I think round 2, Ian Garry gets us one done. So if you want to bet that, throw some single bets at it. Maybe put it in a little parlay. And if you even like the submission prop, he very well could, because when he walked in here at the face-offs, Gilbert Burns was right behind him. So he's in Brazil. He's training with Brazilians. Charles Oliveira, Gilbert Burns, a lot of other great guys there. So he's definitely going to learn some skills on the ground here. He's not only going to be a good striker, he's going to be a good grappler. And that could be a huge problem for this division. But for right now, my prediction on this fight is going to be maybe another knockout for Ian Garry. If not, he's going to easily win this by decision, 30-27. It very well could be a 29-28, like I said on the early prediction show, if you guys listen to that. I thought Neil Magny could be live and it could be a close fight. Now I'm going to steer away from that. I'm going to think it's going to be a complete domination for Ian Garry, because I got some money on this one. And I want it to end quick. I want it to end in round 2 as well, because Patreon members are going to have access to all my bets, and they know why. And next up, we got a bantamweight fight between Blackshear and Mario Bautista. And I completely forgot to watch these face-offs, so I'm a bit behind here. I already watched the face-offs beforehand, so I already know what's going on here. And Blackshear looks ripped as fuck. He made weight, no problem. And I honestly have a little bet on him by submission, man. How can you not? That twister submission last fight, and Mario Bautista has a loss against Corey Sandhagen by submission. I know it was 5 years ago, whatever, but he still has holes on the ground. And I still think Blackshear can get that sub, so I'm going to put a little single bet on it. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but for my pick, I'm going to stick with Mario Bautista. He's had the training camp. He's been ready to go. He should be a little bit more seasoned on the feet. I think he's going to be the better striker, right? He's training at the MMA lab. They have great strikers there. Marcus McGee, we just seen him get the first round knockout. And Sean O'Malley's also at the MMA lab, so they're high energy this week. And Mario Bautista, he looks ready to go here at the face-offs. I'm going to rewatch it here. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I might be picking Mario Bautista for the win here, but my money is not where my mouth is. My money is with Blackshear to get another submission here, to win 2 fights within 7 days. I'm really rooting for the kid. And I know he's a sizable underdog here too, but I think I'm going to do it. Like Mario Bautista, he beat Benito Lopez, Guido Canetti. I don't hold much value in those wins there. And he also has a decision win over Jay Perrin, the guy that got finished to Roll Rosas Jr. So he couldn't even finish that fucker. So I think he's going to struggle a lot in this fight. And that's why I bet Blackshear. I bet him by sub as well. So if you want an underdog, you want to make some money, I think Blackshear is going to get this sub. I really do. Like, Mario Bautista lost to Trevin Jones, another guy who's been struggling. Lost by knockout to him. And I also mentioned this before, Corey Sandhagen submitted Mario Bautista in the first round. Corey Sandhagen's no submission artist, and Blackshear has done nothing but showing me he has great cardio, great submissions. He's a decent striker as well. He can get the fight to the ground. He can avoid submission attempts as well. Got to make him my pick. I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch 2 picks on this card. I'm going Blackshear instead of Mario Bautista. I think that deserves a fireball shot. Let's get it. And next up, we got Marlon Vera and Pedro Munhoz. And this is another fight that deserves a fireball shot as well. My underdog of the week, Pedro Munhoz, is going to go to work with Marlon Vera. And it's going to go the distance. I'm telling you right now, both these fighters have only decision losses. 8 decision losses for Marlon Vera and 7 decision losses for Pedro Munhoz. Both these guys fought Sean O'Malley as well. So when Marlon Vera fought Sean O'Malley, O'Malley rolled his ankle. Marlon found that knockout. And Marlon is getting the call out from Sean O'Malley now for some reason. It's probably the easier fight for Sean O'Malley. That's why O'Malley's doing it. And Pedro Munhoz had a very good first round against Sean O'Malley, in my opinion. He showed some toughness, but then he got eye poked, and then I don't know if he quit on himself, what happened, if his eye was seriously hurt, but that fight was a no contest. And I truly believe Pedro is a very good underdog this week. He's one of my more confident underdogs, and I think he's going to get it done by a decision. He's going to be attacking with the leg kicks. He's going to be pushing forward, and I can rely on him having more volume than Marlon Vera in this fight. Marlon Vera has been low output, and Marlon Vera does have those nice wins over Dominic Cruz and Frankie Edgar, but let's not kid ourselves. He was losing those fights, and he has 15 minutes to work here. My underdog of the week, probably going to cash in here. Now it's time for the props of the week. I'm not going to forget to do the props of the week this week. We're going to start it off with the lock prop of the week. It's my lock of the week. By finish, Aljamain Sterling plus 105 for the finish. I think he's going to expose Sean O'Malley. If he gets the takedowns, he can not only get the submission, he can find the ground and pound, get that job done. He has a lot to prove. He's going to go 4 title defenses in a row and likely make the move to 145 and challenge Alexander Volkanovski. And if Sean O'Malley gets the knockout here against Sterling, it will honestly shock me. And my value prop of the week, you guys know I'm high confidence on Weili Zhang. And I'm pretty high confidence on that submission as well, so let's get it plus 400. And it's down to plus 300 now, so I'm sorry about that, but it's still valuable. And it's still a great single bet to smash. I think she's going to get it done. Just like Jessica Andrade submitted Lemos, I think Weili Zhang will as well. Her last fight was a submission against Carla Esparza. So she's shown us she likes to go to the ground. She averages 2 takedowns as well, so I will be on the edge of my seat when this fight hits the mat. And now my underdog prop of the week. This one's going to be Kurt Hannibal by finish plus 300. I'm pretty high confidence in him. And not going to lie, I'm more confident in Kurt Hannibal than Pedro Munhoz, my original underdog of the week. And for my dog of the week, I've decided to double down. But first up, my OG underdog was Pedro Munhoz. And I got him at plus 150. And he's even better value at plus 162 now. So let's get it, Pedro. And my second dog of the week, I locked him in on the show here. It's Kurt Hannibal plus 140. And he's going to win the Ultimate Fighter. And he's going to be back in the UFC and hopefully have a better run than his first time around. Hannibal is a backyard dog. He's going to fight for your money. And I was just hoping and praying all week he was going to open as an underdog so I could make him one of my underdogs of the week. And thankfully, the MMA gods have listened. And we got Kurt Hannibal as one of the dogs, so let's get it. Thank you everyone for tuning in this week. I really appreciate that support. Stay tuned for next week. We got UFC Singapore. I'm going to do an early prediction and betting breakdown for that on Sunday. And don't forget to smash that like button, suplex that subscribe button. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, where I'm going to give away $500 to one lucky forecaster in that Discord. It's absolutely free. We have a great community going and growing. So jump in Discord. I hope to see you guys there. We're going to make it rain in Boston. And before I go, I must do another shot of liquid courage for the forecasters. I fucking cannot wait for this card. I am stoked to wake up tomorrow and get my final bets in. The Patreon members are going to have access to all my bets, so join that. It's only $5 a month. And it's also a great way to support me. I put a lot of work into my slides, my content, my Instagram page, my Twitter page. I'm just going to continue to put in work to the forecast because we're only going to the fucking top. Hard work, easy money, coach. Hard work, easy fucking money.